Yeah, this is so much fun! Woo! Yay! I love Mario Kart! Yeah! Yes! This is so much fun! Yeah! Yay! This is amazing! This is amazing! Aww! I was having fun! Huh? What's that? Top Gear Rally? Never heard of it. Well, let's pop it in the Nintendo 64 and play. Wait, what? What? Data can't be saved? What? How am I supposed to get a controller pack? And why do you need a controller pack to save? I have plenty of games that don't need the controller pack to save. I don't even know what that is. This is the first thing that shows up. Huh. Well, that kind of stinks that I can't save, but you know what? We're gonna make the best of this. We are gonna live the life here. This is gonna be amazing. We're gonna play this game like there's no tomorrow because, I mean, there might not be. And I don't even know what all these things mean, but I'm just using them. Alright. Whoa. How do I get out of this view? Ah, there we go. Down C. Okay, well, this here is Top Gear Rally for the Nintendo 64. And, well, sure does look nice, huh? Yep. It, plays nice. It's, one joyous ride. I'm glad that Mario Kart just randomly exited out and this game popped into my house, because I mean, my life would be so much different without this. Wow. Awesome. So, here we have Top Gear Rally. Let's start with the controls. I don't like them. Basically, you can't turn without drifting. Like, I'm not even pressing anything. I'm not pressing any button, but I'm just automatically drifting out of control. It's insane. Now, I mean, I understand that modern racing games, they... To my understanding, modern racing games are like this, where basically your car drifts all the time. And, while that's realistic and all, that's not really my thing. I'm not really into that kind of thing. And so that makes these controls really, really slippery. So slippery, it's just... I mean, it's a pain. How am I supposed to get out of 20th place? Okay, well, I guess I'm in 16th now. But the controls are so slippery, it's a pain to handle. Now, the next thing that's worthy of being noted are these tracks. I mean, they're just so open and bland. There's not really anything in them to make them exciting. There aren't really any shortcuts or items or anything. Now, I know what you're thinking. I shouldn't be so critical of this game. Why am I comparing it to Mario Kart? But I'm not really comparing it to Mario Kart at all. I mean, I was playing Mario Kart earlier, and I was having a lot of fun with it. But I'm just comparing this to some of the more popular racing games. If you're a fan of games like Forza Motorsport, you might actually like this game. But if you're a Mario Kart person, well, then this isn't really going to be for you. I would suggest getting something better, like Mario Kart 64 or Diddy Kong Racing. Also, backing up is really hard. Like, I don't even know what to... Okay, there. If you hit a wall, which it's going to happen often, it's very hard to get it off of that wall. It didn't look like I had too much trouble there, but it was a lot harder than it looks. It took me a while to figure out how to back up earlier. Now, about the track design, there are a few alternate pathways, and there are a few shortcuts, but they're really bland and just kind of boring. Like right here, you can either go left or right, but depending on which way you go, it's not gonna change how you place in the race. And here we go, more troubles with backing up. Seriously, those controls are ridiculous. They're so hard to figure out. Now, I mean, it just kind of stinks. Like, these tracks are so wide open, you could put all kinds of cool things in them, like obstacles that block you out of the way, a few more decorations around the track, items. Now, I'm not trying to compare it to Mario Kart, but, I mean, realistic racers just aren't really my thing. I want items in video games, racing games, for them to be more fun, you know? And I do think that there are some realistic racing games that got this a little bit better. Like, Need for Speed is one example. And while those aren't exactly my favorite series, I do own one of them, and I do play it from time to time. But at the end of the day, with all of those comparisons aside, this is just pretty much a bland racer. I mean, there isn't really much to this game to make it exciting. Basically, you're just driving along a set pathway for a relatively long time. It gets kind of boring after a while. Also, my speedometer here says I'm going 100 miles per hour, but it doesn't really feel that way. It feels like I'm going tremendously slow, and it's not all that great. It's just, I mean, I'm kind of sad. It's a little bit disappointing. This is real great. This is, yeah, this is exhilarating. Like, I mean, this is almost as good as Mario Kart right here. Now, you know what? It's even better. This blows Mario Kart out of the water. You know what? Just no. I can't do this anymore. I'm gonna try something else. There we go. There. Multitasking. That's better. You know, I like this method a lot better. It's more productive. It's more fun in general. Okay. I'm sorry, but even if I'm playing some other game at the same time, I still just can't do this. I'm done. Now, one thing worth mentioning is that the game doesn't really have much of a soundtrack. I mean, it does, but you really have to struggle to hear it. Not only is it muffled by the sounds of cars, but it's just really quiet in general. You can change it in the options, but even then, the music isn't that great, so it's not really worth it. Also, there is a multiplayer mode, but it isn't really quite what the Nintendo 64 is famous for. And there we go. Got stuck behind the wall again. That's called bad track design there, people. Bad track design. So, the two-player mode. It's nothing special, really. And basically it's just the same thing as one player, only you're racing against somebody else. And that somebody else, well, I mean, they're racing on the same track as you, but there's not really much, I don't know, competition. There's not really that much need to beat them. I mean, sure, it's competitive and whatnot, but really, it's not really something you're going to be pulling out at a party. Also, it is worth mentioning that there isn't 4-player multiplayer. It's only 2 for some strange reason. I don't have a clue why, but that's just the way it is. So, in the end... Oh, I didn't finish. Look at that. So in the end, this game, even though it is kind of fun to come back to and play through the only 2, that's weird. It's only letting me choose the second race. Because there are only 2 tracks available to you at the start, and since you can't save, and also there's practically no difference between all the cars, and because all the tracks are bland and sometimes poorly designed, this game is gonna get a 1 out of 10. No! Give it a 10 out of 10! Whoa, wait, how did you get out of my Nintendo 64? And how are you talking? Just give it a 10! Give it a 10 or suffer the consequences! I don't know. I don't really think a 10 is really what it deserves. You know, maybe a 1 was a little bit negative. I'm gonna say maybe a 4. Because it wasn't exactly bad, it was just really boring and bland. No, that is unacceptable. It must be a 10. A 10, or you shall die. Die? That sounds a little extreme. I'm just gonna stick with 4. Alright, you asked for it. Just go into the other room. I have a cookie for you in there. If you want a cookie, go into the other room. A cookie? Ah, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Alright, I think my cookie's in here. Oh boy, I love a good cookie. Oh look, it's our Halloween decoration. Wonder if he has my cookie. Whoa! 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 Ah! Ah!